you can start by telling me just what your background is and how it led you to working with Tuolumne River Trust.
I got my college degree in 2017. I graduated. My degree was in environmental health science, and I was in AmeriCorps and Triple C. I did a lot of things. I did a lot of like plant management stuff, disaster relief type tasks. I got to travel all over the country. I worked in Texas. I worked in Puerto Rico. I worked in Napa Valley, California. I worked in Oregon. And then through that program, I met Seth, and he told me about the SNAP program. And he told me I should apply. So I did. And yeah, TRT hired me. So the SNAP program is it's kind of a conglomerate between a couple things. It's the Sierra Nevada Alliance combined with the AmeriCorps group. And so basically what they do is Sierra Nevada Alliance gets money from AmeriCorps, and they're able to hire these people, usually between like 20 and 30 people, and then they partner those individuals that they've hired with nonprofits in the Sierra Nevadas. And so basically the process is I interviewed, so I learned about the SNAP program through Seth, and he told me to apply. That didn't necessarily mean I was applying with TRT. I was just applying for the SNAP program, right? So I interviewed for the SNAP program, and I was accepted into it. And then I had to kind of go through the process of being matched with a nonprofit. And so I picked some of my top choices, and basically my criteria for those selections were I wanted to work outside, and I wanted to build some hard skills in restoration and also in forestry, because that was kind of my focus at the time. I kind of wanted, my goal was to work for the Forest Service when I was applying. When I interviewed with TRT, it was kind of like instant connection. Me and Seth, who would become my supervisor, we just instantly got along really well. And also, I was nice that was the only interview that I had that also included the past SNAP. So I interviewed with Seth and also the two other SNAPs before me, Lisa and Ariel. Oh, three other SNAPs, and Alicia was also present. And they kind of just, it was nice. I didn't really feel like I was being pressured. It was kind of like I was interviewing them as much as they were interviewing me. And they wanted to answer any questions that I had, and pretty much instantly made me feel comfortable. And that was kind of I was like, okay, TRT is my number one choice. Like, I know that I could have a lot of fun working at TRT. And I did. I not just working with TRT, but also just living in that area near Yosemite, and that area is, kind of the climbing mecca of the United States. So I was able to do a lot of climbing, a lot of hiking, and along with building some pretty revolutionizing professional skills.
Nice. That's kind of a good transition into the next question, that is, what was your favorite part of the work you were doing, and what was your least favorite part?
That's pretty easy. Like I said, when I was interviewing, the number one thing that I was looking for is I wanted field work. And so I really, at this point in my life, I think, the best skills that I bring to the table is that I'm young and I'm healthy. And so I want to kind of use those skills to get involved, or not necessarily skills, but qualities. And so I wanted to work outside and work with my hands. And so that was my favorite thing about working with TRT was my time there. We spent a lot of time doing meadow restorations and in the Stanislaus National Forest. And then also I spent a lot of time doing trail work. And both those were huge opportunities for me to learn. And I got to learn from people who are experts in their field, which is really, really awesome. Dwight from Groveland Trailheads taught me tons about trail building. And then also a hydrologist and trail experts for the Forest Service. I got to learn under them, which was really, really cool. And really is something that I think is actively shaping me professionally, which has been a huge stepping stone.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that there's a part of the TRT mission that spoke to you the most?
I think the thing that I really liked most about TRT, and I worked in the Sonora office, so it's a very politically red area. And whereas, TRT centralized in San Francisco, which is pretty blue. And that was something I really liked about TRTs, that we really didn't get too involved or bogged down with politics. We're not really red or blue. We're green. We're on the forest team, and we just want to see what's best for the forest. And sometimes that meant working with people who you wouldn't necessarily expect to see environmentalists working with, like loggers, like farmers and ranchers. And that's something that really inspired me. It's just to see a room full of very diverse people kind of working together, because we all want to see our forest and our land be healthy. Yeah, so that's something I really became very attached to and passionate about. So I would say, whatever your background or your interest or your skill set is, if you want to get involved in the environmental movement, you can. That would be my advice to somebody wanting to get involved.
That's awesome advice. And even going off that, it's like it's almost a necessity that all of us get involved and do something,
Totally,
It's like
I
we
agree.
have to care, and it does require people from every background to be invested and like do what they can.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it takes all comers. I agree.